This week we have the 2024 BMW i7 M70, and it's not a very good looking car up front. Just take a look at those grills, but on the inside, how it drives, it should be utterly amazing. This one is loaded with options. Just take a look back here. So we press the button on the door, and the door power opens on its own. And take a peek inside. Talk about executive luxury experience. We have the full theater screen up there. It's gonna be really cool seeing what it's like to live with the BMW i7. Go ahead, press that button. The door closes on its own. And then you have a couple options for closing the door. I can just go ahead and put my foot on the brake, and the door power closes on its own. We have the glass buttons and dials and everything here. It's a really, really nice touch. The i5 I was driving also had the same thing, and it's very, very cool. It'll look nicer when it's sunny and it's reflecting the light off. Oh yeah, take a look at that reflection in the windows. Definitely not the best looking. Also, with rear wheel steering, this thing is actually pretty maneuverable. Like going through a drive-through, I mean, it's a big luxury sedan, like real big. So that was unexpected. First time out with the car, just getting some groceries, and the guy who parked next to me just complimented and said, "That's a nice car." He is right. It is a very, very nice car. So the sounds, the augmented noises that the electrified BMWs make, like this i7, are apparently composed by Hans Zimmer. I cannot imagine the royalty checks he gets every time a BMW electric vehicle is sold, but it adds to that kind of spaceship noise. And in overboost, when you pull that left paddle, you get 811 pound-feet of torque out of the i7 M70. That is a lot of torque. It regularly makes like 748 pound-feet of torque, so a brief overboost right there. If you do launch control or you pull that boost paddle, it's like 650 horsepower all-wheel drive combined powertrain. That is a lot of power torque, but this thing is also insanely heavy. It's over 3 tons, over 6,000 pounds, right? So yeah, that's a lot of weight, but still pretty quick. 0 to 60, BMW says 3.5 seconds, which is very, very quick for a big executive luxury sedan. All right, we are really putting the i7 through the practicality test. I've got a trunk full of stuff already, and then Costco, so kind of Tetris everything into the back, and we'll see if it all fits. This thing actually has a decent sized trunk. The electric platform doesn't really eat into that. You don't have a giant battery pack like consuming space back there either, so I actually have a lot of stuff in there. Long wheelbase means plenty of space back here. Oh, these carpets look nice and plush too, so plenty of space there. And then I have some flowers for my girlfriend. I'm gonna return my shopping cart because that's the proper good citizen thing to do. This is the nicer angle to approach the i7 from. Key in my pocket, it senses my approach. Go ahead, open the door, step out of the way. There we go, thank you very much. Go. Oh, I just noticed something. Because of the 0 for the e-power percentage used right next to ready, it looks like O-ready or D-ready. That's an interesting UI little quirk right there. 2 early takeaways. 1, obviously this is extremely smooth and quiet. Electrifying something like the 7 Series, any luxury vehicle like this, just adds to the whole serene, quiet experience. But also, as a 7 Series, I know it has an M badge on the back, or an M70, right? But it's not like a full-out M7. This thing still handles its size and weight quite well, and there is a lot of size and weight, right? This thing is just absolutely massive, over 6,000 pounds, but like in the turns, not bad. That suspension technology, the chassis tuning, not bad at all, and it still is really comfortable. And then if we pull the boost paddle again, take a look at that blue metallic paint on the i7. Very dark blue, but as the sun is coming out, you see a lot of metallic flake. You can also do 2-tone paint finishes on the i7. You can also do frozen paint finishes. There's like over 100 BMW individual paint colors. It looks nice in this dark blue. The front end, oh, I can't. Oh, those grills. It's the grills. The headlights actually, I don't hate. I'm pretty sure that this is not what most owners of a $200,000 BMW i7 do, but if you need to transport IKEA furniture, the trunk is big enough for this little shelf thing. Practicality testing continues with the i7. Let's just say you left the rear door open. Obviously, foot on the brake can close this front door, But when I turn the car on, I can also close all doors, and that back door will swing shut from up here. After a month of traveling, I am very much in need of a haircut, so we're heading off to Birmingham, Michigan. Have a haircut scheduled. We're gonna cruise out there in the i7. I'm still doing fine on charge. We're at 62%, showing 185 miles. I believe the rating for this one is just under 300. It's like 291 miles on the EPA cycle. It's a 101 kilowatt hour-ish battery pack. Again, big, heavy luxury sedan, and it's got 21-inch wheels, which definitely hurt the range, but almost 300 is definitely usable. And I'll charge it up fully this week, probably, if I get a chance to by this weekend. And I'll see what the total actual real-world range is, but so far, no range anxiety. As befits a car of this level, we obviously have many different massage options. Been trying out the pressure point massage, but look at all of these different massage settings. And also something else I've started to use a lot in modern BMWs is gesture control. So you can do this to turn the volume up or down, and then this is like forward and backwards on a track. And I actually have been using it quite a lot, to the point where I got out of the i5 after driving that for a week, and the next car I was in, I went to turn the volume up and I just did this little twirly thing, and the car I was in was not a BMW and probably was like, what are you doing? So I actually like gesture control, even though when it first came out I thought it was kind of a gimmick, but I actually legitimately use gesture control now. Obviously we have a ton of different camera views, sensors, everything for parking the very big i7. You have 360 view, we have like these 3D render views. Okay, you can stop beeping at me for a second. You can see the giant, slightly distorted Bronco Raptor next to me. We've got this top-down view. What's panorama view? Wow, there's a lot of different camera views. There's even car wash view. That's for lining up if you're gonna go into a drive-through car wash. Camera cleaning. 3D view is always a lot of fun. You can, oh, what's this? Gesture pinch. Oh wow, you can pan around, like, although I'm parked close to other cars, so okay, this is a little the cars next to me look gigantic and I look like I'm in a little toy car. Check that out. That's the light refracting through the glass iDrive dials. These are some really cool touches, including the seat controls on the door right there. And we have this like fractal design across the interior. It's like the geometric textured pattern here. And this is actually the carbon fiber interior trim with the silver threads accenting. So you get this like silvery carbon fiber there. And the interior here is actually like the cloth. It's got contrast with leather. So there's leather up here. Usually in a high-end luxury vehicle like this, you expect leather on every surface, but we have this cloth, which does seem like it'd be really durable and is a different take on a luxury car interior. More of that on the door here. The upper there is leather, and on the dashboard. But really cool interior design, and at night, oh, when the lighting turns on, I'll show you that later on as we head home. But these glass dials, look at that. You can see it refracting there on the interior. What am I doing? I'm just wildly scrolling through the new iDrive system. iDrive 8, also, I'm a big fan. I like it. This giant curved double screen here. Very nice graphics. Very easy to use, in my opinion. Obviously, a lot of infotainment. It's like kind of user preference, right? How is the UI? How is the experience? But I've been a pretty big fan of the newest BMW system. I like it more than the latest Mercedes-Benz UX personally. And if you get lazy or you don't know where to find something, turn on my massage seat.
Okay, I will activate your seat massage.
Thank you very much. And also you can have the different themes. So if I go to my modes, not only does it change like drive modes, I can go to sport. A lot of stuff changes, right? The theme, the sounds, and so forth. But, oops, let me go back. You can also go, here's relax. Oh, wow. The, shades in the back are going up, and oh yeah, I haven't shown you one of the coolest things, theater. So that's when the theater screen angles down. Luxurious entertainment for rear passengers. We'll have to hop back there to try it out because, wow. This lighting changed to like the blue and red M colors. It'll be cooler at night. All right, foot on the brake. And then we'll floor the accelerator. Launch control active. Oh my goodness! Holy! What? Okay, what? That was staggeringly quick. That was pretty ridiculous for something that's this big. This thing weighs more, probably as much as like an F-150 Raptor, right? 6,000 plus pounds. I gotta look up how much an F-150 Raptor weighs. It probably weighs as much as a school bus behind me. Let's go again. What? In a 7 Series? What? That's 811 pound-feet of torque. The BMW Assistant is actually pretty good. Check this out. I'm a little too hot.
I'm lowering the temperature, so it will be more comfortable right away. Let me know if it gets too cold for you.
Thank you. There we go. It's not quite like talking to a human, but, you know, so if she was smarter, she would have turned on my cooled seat for me, but it's pretty cool. It can actually recognize conversational commands. I've always loved executive luxury sedans like the BMW 7 Series, the Audi A8, the Mercedes S-Class. Many years ago, I did a video comparing the S-Class and the 7 Series, and it kind of sparked my love for this type of vehicle because they're just the best daily driver. The manufacturers, the luxury manufacturers, take these vehicles as their flagships and as an opportunity to develop and implement like the top-of-the-line new cutting-edge technology for convenience, luxury, just cool, unique innovations, and eventually they trickle their way down. But there's a reason why the wealthiest people have these kind of cars as their daily drivers, just by the nature of what they're designed for, whether it's chauffeuring people around or just being the most comfortable, luxurious, and isolated vehicle you can possibly daily drive. They're just fantastic. I chose myself to own a used A8 for a bit. I loved it, right? I just wasn't driving it, so I got rid of it. I've thought about used 7 Series before, and trying out this latest generation 7 Series, I just can't get over the styling up front. But on the inside, this thing is phenomenal, right? The design, the technology, the innovations, and everything. Like, I'm really impressed with how it drives and actually how it handles. These sedans always are just big floaty boats. I describe them as wafting along, right? Land yacht, that type of ethos. But the fact that this thing can take turns, roundabouts, and handle its body rolls so well, it is stupendously quick, but it's like the driving dynamics actually make it feel closer to like a 5 Series type of thing, which I did not expect. I thought this was just be a big, really powerful, wafty electric 7 Series with just an absolute mountain of torque, but it like drives quite well. Like, I'm really impressed with the tuning from the chassis standpoint. Obviously, with electric platform, you can lower the center of gravity, and there's a lot of trick technology on this thing to make it kind of mask the weight and size. Just can't get over the styling, but everything else about it is so nice. I really like this thing. Why couldn't they make it look better? The i5, I really like the way it looked, and I like the way it drove, and I like the interior, but it's not quite as cocoon. It doesn't quite waft like a 7 Series. That being said, does this look better, or does the Mercedes EQS Egg look better, right? These electrified big luxury sedans are just not looking that great, right? The gas-powered S580, I think, looks great. Actually, all the 7 Series kind of look like this. What is going on with styling recently? Watch this. Close all the doors.
Should I close all doors?
Yes.
I will do that now.
Because the extremely wealthy don't have functional arms.
Correct. Well, so Angel just finished a big presentation at work today, so we're going out to celebrate date night in the BMW i7. Welcome to luxury.
Thank you. I'm very excited to celebrate.
Yeah.
Because after my presentation, it's catharsis. This is catharsis dinner.
I should have you sit in the back, though.
Yeah, you can.
That's
be my
a luxury.
chauffeur.
Well, you can sit in the back on the way back. Legitimately, the back seat is, because this has the fancy executive rear seating package, which is like $7,500. And
it looks very comfortable, but at the same time, this almost feels like a cotton, which if I spill something, it's cotton?
It's like wool.
Oh, I feel like if I spill something, it's going to be really hard to get the stains out, right?
Well, just be careful not to spill anything.
I will not be able to be careful.
That's true.
I will try, but spills will inevitably occur.
In our household, we have industrial gallons of stain remover for various clothes that have been stained by coffee and lipstick and food and chocolate and ketchup.
You knew what you were getting yourself into.
Maple syrup because she's Canadian and...
Just like, that has been used one too many times, hon. That joke is getting real old.
What, maple
real
syrup?
fast. Yeah.
You told me about one of your friends who literally her dad has a maple syrup business.
That is true, but that is just a one.
That is so Canadian.
That is very Canadian. He's retired, so he's just having fun, you know, maple syrup.
That is what Canadians do when they retire. They make maple syrup.
I mean, why not? It seems like a fun process. This is like a huge iPad screen. Does it rotate?
That's what I told you to go in the back later.
Up?
It's called the. Here, I'll show you.
Okay, that's pretty sick. You can watch movies, eh?
Yeah. Egg.
Jesus Lord. Oh, that is pretty smooth.
And it's really quick. Put your head back.
Oh,
You might want to put your head back. It's like preparing for a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, literally, that's what it feels like. This feels like a roller coaster. It's kind of fun, actually. It's fun because it feels smoother than other cars. Whenever we do it, I feel like there's more, not like turbulence, but more...
Turbulence?
Like, not turbulence. Like, what's the road version of turbulence? Just...
What is the road version of turbulence?
Like, what's that? What's the terminology for that?
Bumpy road? I don't know, but this
you feel
thing...
it more. This is more luxurious, right? Like,
we are in a 7
A8.
series, so this is pretty remarkable. The only downside is... Actually, wait. Honey, what do you think about the styling?
It's not as ugly as you made it sound.
Oh, really?
Maybe it's because I had...
Vision problems?
Thank you. Not vision problems, but in my mind, you were like, oh, it's so ugly, it's so ugly. So my mind was thinking it's so ugly, and you know, it's not too bad. It looks fine.
It's interesting.
This looks like the M5. Wait, the M5?
The i5?
i5? Is it the i5?
See, this is
the green one.
The X5M?
Or maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe I'm misremembering.
Oh boy. This is total non-car person opinions that we're getting right now.
Well, obviously this is lower. I'm not saying like height-wise or SUV-wise. Like
I can't wait to see the comments. The X5M looks awesome. This is hideous because of the grills. The i5 I think looks really good. Remember the dark blue sedan?
The one that wasn't very comfortable?
No, that was the XM. That was an SUV.
Oh, the one that we took to Traverse City.
Yeah. You've been in too many M-powered BMWs. You're losing track. Yeah.
I do not want to clutter my brain memory power with car stuff. It needs to be. I need to remember stuff for work. You know, I work in the cancer space, so I need to remember all the data and all the different biomarkers and things. I do not have memory power to differentiate between what the X5 and the i7, whatever this is, looks like. But I do think this looks decent for. Oh God. Okay.
Man, that was just a little like drift around a turn in the i7.
I wasn't expecting it. Sometimes your turns are very, very abrupt.
I'm just more surprised at what I just did in an i7 that weighs 3 tons. So I'm just shocked you don't think it looks bad.
I don't think it looks bad.
It looks like a squinting beaver. It's like... It's just, I just can't. The front end just does not work for me. It's real bad. Remember my A8? My A8 looked nice and classy. The Mercedes S-Class looks nice and classy. The previous Gen 7 series was starting to push it with the grille, but...
I'm just withholding the worst roast ever. I want to be so savage right now, but I'm going to withhold that comment.
Don't worry, the YouTube commenters below will ensure it is handled. It's like...
Screenshot and then put a side-by-side comparison. Your face and then the grill of this car. That'd be great.
I think BMW calls it iconic sounds, but listen to this. It's like an orchestra is playing a random note every time you floor it. Turn drive mode to relax.
Which of these modes do you mean?
I said relax.
Pardon?
Relax. There we go.
How to get your girlfriend mad at you 101. if you said that to me in that tone.
That's a good thing about the BMW Drive Assist. It does, or whatever it's called, BMW Assistant. It doesn't get mad at you. All right, let's see what it sounds like now. It's like a choir singing in the background. Oh. There's a little car icon. It has
here?
yeah, it's for auto doors. Yeah, just press that. And the door will open on its own.
Oh, what if it hits?
No, it's got sensors. It makes sure it won't hit anything.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that front grille lighting. Oh boy. Do you like?
I'm waiting for it to touch the other car.
No, it's got sensors. It's okay. The i7 may not be the most attractive, but I guarantee you, It looks better than that trash can looking refrigerator thing. Ugh. All right, this interior ambient lighting is pretty amazing. It's got motion to it. We have the different colors in the Bowers & Wilkins speaker grills over there. This is so cool. And then take a look up at the roof too. Oh man. They did a very, very good job with the interior of the new 7 Series. All right, we need to give the welcome sequence and lighting a closer look. So as you approach the i7, you see everything wakes up, and take a look at these crystal headlights when they are illuminated. That is so cool. Oh, welcome sequence. A lot of motion with the lighting. Let's take a look at the interior ambient lighting at night. It's so cool. So we start off in personal mode, which I currently have set to green for all the ambient lighting across the entire dash, on the doors, in the speaker grills. You get that little like flower lighting accent in the Bowers & Wilkins speaker. And then coming back, you can also see on the panoramic sky lounge, also in the second row, plenty of that accent lighting. Also on the back of the seats here. But we can change it to the different modes. So this is called expressive. It's one of the built-in modes on the i7. And this lighting mode has motion. Take a look at that light bar. As that gradient fade to yellowy gold from the blue, it almost looks like sunlight rippling through the water, like the reflections of sun. That looks so cool. Including up there on the panoramic sky lounge. Rear seats, I can change the different modes in the back here. So if I go to digital art, this is like the built-in purple theme, which is pretty cool. And you can obviously change it to all sorts of different colors, whatever you want to do. The customization is whatever you would like, but I think it's really well executed in the cabin and it makes it feel really futuristic and spaceship-like. So as they gradually fade out, they kind of like twinkle away and the grill turns off. Check out that Tesla, man. Look at that downforce, big rear wing. The Electrify America charging station closest to me was completely full, so I found this EV Go charging station kind of close by, but this one is now fully occupied. I got the last charger, and now it's a line of other EVs waiting. The amount of legroom back here is just immense, so much space. This thing has a massive wheelbase. I don't even need to do a extra long wheelbase version because there is so much space back here to be chauffeured. So on both sides in the back, when you get this executive rear seat lounge package, we have these smaller touchscreens. Swipe up, and you can control so many things. So seats. We have full massage back here, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on my massage. They match the massage settings up front, so you're not losing out, right? Sometimes when you have second row massage seats, they're a little more basic, where you have the fancy massage seats in the driver and the front seat. But here we have full everything, which makes sense given this is a fancy executive luxury sedan. So massage is on, adjustment. So can I move the front seat out of the way? Okay, so we're gonna set lounge position, which is moving that seat out of the way, all the way forward. So I already you saw how much legroom I had, right? It's only gonna get better. Oh, wow. I'm gonna take my shoes off, actually. All right, we have reached the lounge position. Oh, what? I wanna ride back here and be driven across the country. This is amazing. I am 6'3" and I am like completely reclined back. This is like flying business class or on a private jet. This might be my new favorite second row experience. This matches a Mercedes Maybach in the back seat, I think. I don't like the wool, the cashmere, because it feels a little rougher. I think I still would prefer really fancy leather. But wow. You can do pretty much everything back here. Let me turn the climate down a little bit. Are my seats cooled back here? They've got to be. Of course they're cooled. Of course they're cooled seats. Okay. I can control the blinds, right? We have the privacy shades on the side and the rear. I can even control, whoa. Okay, that's the big rear one. This is the sunroof. Go ahead and open that. Oh, let some natural light in. Very nice, okay. For the safety Oh, for your safety and others on the road, you have to close the blinds before using the screen. Because imagine somebody is driving behind you and you have that open and they're getting distracted watching whatever you're watching on your theater screen. So that makes sense. That's a nice feature. What else can we do? I can change the modes of the entire car, but I can't change the drive mode. So these are all like the kind of theme ones, right? So I can't put it into sport. But the driver still has to be in charge of that because that actually changes like some driving dynamic stuff. I've spent a good amount of time sitting in cars at charging stations waiting for them to charge up, but without a doubt, this is the most luxurious and relaxing way to charge up your EV if you have to, right? I'm getting a massage. I've got so much space lounging back here. I can listen to some music too on the amazing sound system. This is quite nice, but if you own this car, you would almost certainly have charging at home, a level 2 charger, so you just plug it in overnight in your garage, or maybe you just send your butler or your driver to go charge up this car for you. You probably aren't sitting here at the charging station like I am, but if you have to sit at a charging station, this is not a bad way to do it. Got my cooled seat, got the massage going. Quite nice. Yeah, the amount of legroom I have right now, that's pretty phenomenal. Let's take a quick look at the window sticker as we finish up charging here. That's $168,500 as the base price, so nearly $170,000 for the top-end i7 M70, and then the options start adding up. The paint, Tanzanite Blue 2 Metallic, is $1,950. The interior is $1,000. Driving Assistance Pro Package, $2,000. The headliner, the Alcantara Headliner Coordinate, the BMW Individual Composition, is $5,450 for Alcantara Headliner. That's expensive. The premium package was $1,750. The executive package, $2,900. The rear executive lounge seating, $7,250, which brings the reclining seat and footrest, the executive lounge rear console, and the BMW theater screen. This one you need to get if you're going to be driving people around or you just want to show off, right? Like that's pretty crazy, but that is a very expensive option. And then a bunch of stuff is included. The Bowers & Wilkins sound system, the upgraded one, is $4,800. So plus destination charge, we're at $196,595. So nearly $200,000 the way this one is optioned. That's, I think, double the base price of like a cheapest 7 Series you can buy, right? So this as a top tier flagship, fully optioned up, you could buy 2 your regular run-of-the-mill base 7 Series. That's pretty crazy. I don't think there are that many more options left that this car does not have on it. You can do BMW individual paint finishes that may drive the price up a little bit more. You can do frozen paint finishes. There's 2-tone paint finishes, but this thing is pretty much fully loaded. We're almost done charging, so I hopped over to the other side to give you guys another angle to check out this executive rear lounge seat when it's all the way reclined. It's just so cool, so nice. The amount of legroom is crazy because you can push that seat all the way forward. So obviously on the driver's side, you can't do that with the driver's seat. Looks like we've reached 81% charge. That is plenty. To get out, we press that button. The door swings open. All right, charging done. Close that. Let's take a quick exterior tour of the i7 M70. So BMW says this has confident design and a distinctive aura, both of which I fully agree in because it takes quite a lot of confidence to design a car with a front end like this, and it definitely brings a distinctive aura. The front end styling has not grown on me. It is definitely very polarizing, very bold. The gigantic kidney grills that light up with an M logo there, the BMW badge with the light blue ring around it for the eye, and then this one has the crystal headlights, which are really cool. It really matches the kind of the crystal design on the interior with the interior ambient lighting, but that is a very cool touch with the split DRL signals, and then the high beam, low beams are below. It's really just a grille for me that I can't do. If that was all blacked out, it may fit and blend in a little bit better, but man, this is a bold front end for sure. We've got the 21-inch wheels, a lot of M logos too. We have a M logo there on the spoke, the M brake calipers in blue, and then there's an M logo there along the side. And also we have the M double stock side view mirrors that you see on like M3s and so forth. And it's just huge. This thing is like 212 inches long. It's nearly 18 feet long. That is longer than a Mercedes S-Class. It's like the size of a Rolls-Royce Ghost. It is just a behemoth, absolutely massive. Coming around back, I do like the taillights here. They got this cool little triangular lattice work there. We have the i7 badge, the big BMW logo, the M70, the top tier one. No exhaust tips, obviously. It's a very tall car too. Looks like almost been stretched vertically, right? Just a lot of presence. This thing is just enormous. It's a long walk from the back to the front of the 7 Series. And what a front end. Ooh, polarizing. I love everything else about it. The interior, the driving, the tech, the luxury, riding in it, the power open doors, like, it's all so good, but the styling just doesn't quite do it for me. This paint color, like I mentioned, is tanzanite blue metallic. In the shade right now, it looks like a really, really dark blue, but in the sun, you get a lot of metallic flake to it. What do you guys think of the styling of the 7 Series? Is it better or worse than the M3? All right, with that, we're going to head back home with a nicely charged up i7. Got to get ready for date night with my girlfriend. We're heading to downtown Detroit, so we'll film a couple more clips as we wrap up our time living with the 2024 BMW i7 M70 xDrive, which is also quite a long name for a car. You look so nice, honey. Ready for date night? So do you want to ride in the passenger seat? Do you want to ride in the rear? Oh, you want the fancy executive seat, of course. All right, we are off to downtown Detroit to try out a restaurant that has been very highly recommended. It's called She-Wolf. It's Italian, but they have a steak that I want. Can I get the steak, honey?
Yeah, absolutely.
The big steak is like a 24-ounce bone-in ribeye. I am starving. I'm gonna set up Google Maps, and off we go.
Hello, everybody. This is EddieX, and we are now filming a day in the life vlog with the BMW i7.
Wow, you learned the name. Good job, honey.
Right? This is i7.
It is indeed the i7.
Do I sound like you? I'm trying to make my voice a little bit deeper.
Yes, that's exactly how I sound.
Exactly. This is a very comfortable seat. There is a little pillow that comes with the car. Right, this does come with the car.
Yes.
Oh, it is attached. Oh, it is attached. This is super comfortable. I was just telling Eddie how this feels like business class experience. Being driven around
now that you've gotten
car
to fly
version.
business class, you know.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of leg room here. Honey,
Yeah.
can we get one of these?
One of these i7s?
I like one of these really luxurious cars to be rear seat princess.
To be chauffeured around.
Yeah, this is very comfy and very fun, honestly.
And I had one. I had the A8. It wasn't quite as nice as this.
I guess, that's true.
And after a very relaxed half-hour drive, we have arrived in downtown Detroit, about to try out She-Wolf, a fantastic restaurant based on recommendations from very good friends. Ready, honey?
Very excited.
Let's go. Food! Food!
It was delicious. So
Delicious?
good.
Very, very
It was
good.
Very, very good. Highly recommend.
Highly. What are you fiddling around with? You want your heated seat?
I believe it's on. I'm just trying to go back to the main menu to put on the massage.
You sure are getting used to this, aren't you?
I really am.
Are you comfortable?
Putting myself into lounge position.
Oh, you have learned quickly, my dear. All right, back home for the night, and let's wrap up some final thoughts on the BMW i7, turning some lights on. Honey, what are your thoughts? Are you enjoying it all the way? You look so small on the screen because you're so far back.
My thoughts are that I really do like this car, and I think we should get something similar in the future.
Thanks, BMW. This 1 week loan with the i7 has cost me $200,000. So the i7 M70 xDrive is very, very expensive, very, very impressive, very comfortable, luxurious. The thing is, the depreciation is going to be absolutely crazy, especially because you can get a similar experience in terms of the interior, the design, and all the tech and luxury features with the 760, which now has the 4.4 twin turbo V8. So the 760 Li used to be the twin turbo V12. BMW killed off the V12. This is really supposed to be kind of the flagship V12 replacement one, the M70, and then the 760 now has the twin turbo V8, and it's also very impressive. You can get the theater screen, you get the executive rear seat, you have the screens, the lighting, the sound system, and so forth. But I think the electrified powertrain suits a car like this very, very well. It's already going to be heavy. You want the torque. This has mountains of torque, 811 pound-feet in boost, right? That is a stupendous amount of torque with both the motors. This has the most powerful rear motor for any electric BMW and more than the regular rear motor in the lesser i7s. And then you tack on the front motor for that crazy power output. It is immensely, immensely heavy, but it drives quite well. And all the things that you like about EVs are just amplified in a executive luxury EV like this, right? It's really quiet, it's really smooth, it's so torquey, right? So I think it actually works better than the gas-powered one. Obviously, the two downsides are going to be charging time. Range actually is not that bad. It's got a pretty big battery pack. I mean, almost 300 miles of range. Real world, I was showing close to 280-ish miles if you extrapolate out how much I had driven since the charge and how much it said was remaining. So range anxiety wasn't much of a thing. Charging speed is all right. Charging station, you saw how many people were waiting in line today when we were charging. So from that regard, the gas is better and the depreciation. But if you don't care about money, right? You have so much money that you don't know what to do with and you want something like this, a big executive luxury sedan, I think the i7 actually is the more luxurious and more wow factor experience now, just due to the nature of a sedan like this. So I enjoyed my time with it. Honey, you enjoyed passenger princessing?
Yep.
Rear executive lounge seat princess. That's the new standard. We've moved up a tier, right? All the way back there. It's been a very enjoyable week. I hope you guys enjoyed checking this out with me. I like some of the new BMW electric cars. The i5 was really nice. This is definitely quite nice. They just need to fix the styling. i5 looked great. 7 Series, not for me. But again, styling is subjective. Oh, that's the one thing. I was just telling Angel, I had a couple people compliment me on the car this week. Parked in the parking lot early in the week. Somebody was like, nice car. I got a thumbs up today when I was just sitting in traffic. So it definitely catches people's eyes, and it's got the size, and the spec is pretty nice, and the dark metallic blue. So again, you hear me complaining about it, you see people complaining about it on the internet, but the general public doesn't necessarily hate this car styling-wise as much as the internet might make you seem. My girlfriend, Angel, she was like, it looks fine, right? She doesn't hate the styling like some people may. So anyways, that was a big, long ramble, concluding thoughts on living with the $196,000 BMW i7. Hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Check out some of the other videos on the channel, including recently spent time with the i5. Get a similar experience, just slightly smaller and not quite as cushy and luxurious. Thanks for watching.